In Baruch 57, it talks about Abraham and how they went from dark waters of sin to bright waters of the Torah and the life that was through the unwritten Torah of Abraham, and how the Torah, they did have a Torah back in the days. For those that argue saying they did not have a Torah, how do they keep commands, how do they know not to eat pork? There wasn't a written Torah, and it says here in Baruch 57, because at that time the unwritten Torah was named amongst them, and the works of the commandments were then fulfilled, and belief in the coming judgment was then generated, and hope of the world that was to be renewed as then built up, and the promise of life that should come hereafter was implanted. These are the bright waters which you have seen. There was a Torah before then. There was an unwritten Torah, not in there, but Yah had given them commands. They knew the commands that they had. They knew they shouldn't eat pork. That's how they knew that they were sinning. That's why they were building sacrifices. That's why Noah built the sacrifice, because for all the sins of the world, he built a sacrifice to atone for his sins when he got off the ark. That is how we know that when they were unclean animals, what was unclean and what was clean when he took them on. That is how we know that all the things that they did, the things that they knew they weren't supposed to do, that's how they knew, because they had an unwritten Torah. There was still a Torah. The Torah is for all generations.